Ladies and gentlemen, it is apricots and uppercuts. It's Wrap It Up coming out for the ROVAL week. How are you doing, everybody?
Man, so good to be back.
Oh, it's a Jordan episode, everybody.
Wow.
Jordan's on the deck. What's going on, Jordan? Where you been?
It's been a long time. Not in Alabama.
No? Me and Justin went to Alabama.
Hey, did you hear about Vanderbilt?
I did. I was in Alabama when I seen it, so I tried not to shout too much. But speaking of shouting, we saw this dude right here shouting like crazy.
Hey, and
can you believe this?
Can you believe I picked him to win in our pool?
I know you did. It's amazing. It blew my mind. I was like, man, I couldn't believe it. He pulled it off in person. It's one of those things you're like, dang, I probably won't see that very often, will we?
Yeah.
But here we go. Folks, we're going to look at every single paint scheme coming up for this week, going to the ROVAL, and do it in the order that they finished last week at Dega. Hang with us while we get the introduction done, and we'll be right back, baby. Oh, I tell you what. It was a heck of a race. It was a good camping time. I had a great time down there, honestly.
Yeah.
I sat places I didn't normally sit. We sit really close to the track. Right near the start-finish line there.
Yeah,
and,
how was that?
It was actually really fun. Normally, you couldn't see everything, but we just had a lot of fun.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, we put up a short just a few hours ago.
All right,
go check it out. The short just has me and some people we know. It looks further in the video, but they're probably literally 20 foot from us at the drivers, and we're just screaming at them.
Yeah, did you get any reaction?
Yeah, we did. Me and another guy got Joey Logano to give us thumbs up while our buddy Nick was giving him the old DX chop at the same time. And we got Austin Dillon to blow kisses because somebody did something. Anyway, I didn't. All I did was scream Papal at him, okay? That's all I did. Anyway, let's get to what's going on this week. ROVAL.
Yeah, so how many playoff races deep are we now?
This will make 4 left, so we're 6 in.
And
More than halfway.
And what has there been? 3 non-playoff driver winners or 4?
3, I believe.
Chastain, Busher.
Look at those points there. See if it's
Chastain, Busher, and Stenhouse.
We're looking at a season that lets way too many people win.
So 3 out of 5.
If that's a bad thing, but that's what they wanted, right? And here they got it.
Half the field has won this year.
Listen, if you're going to come out of a win and you want to celebrate with something, pizza rolls. That's where it's at. Have you ever had anything better than a pizza roll?
What was his winning scheme?
It was the Palmolive dishwashing liquid.
Oh, man.
I bet they drunk a ton of that stuff that night.
I bet he's probably squirted it on the track for that 28
there
car.
There you go. That's exactly. He did have a hole in the door. Did you see that? He had a hole in the outside of the door. That's where he squirted it out.
So I don't know what it was like in person, but a lot of concern about that yellow flag, damaged vehicle policy. They dropped the yellow. The pace car doesn't move.
Well, I heard about that when I got home.
Yeah.
Where we were, the wreck happened, and we had no idea what happened. I was just, honestly, I've got footage trying to wake up people that are sitting around me. They had went to sleep, most of the people I was with. They got bored, I guess. And stuff like that was going on. So, honestly, we just killed time. I didn't even find out about the red flag situation. I mean, I knew it was a red flag, but I didn't find out about what the whole pulling people in and stuff. I wondered why some people were doing what they were doing. The 12 kept driving around with his tire completely detached until the car caught on fire, and I still never understood what was going on there. If anybody watching on any of the platforms has any idea, did you hear anything? Why did he not pit? Like his tire was like
the idea
broken.
of not. My understanding is the idea of not getting towed to pit road.
Well, he could have pulled into the pits though, because he drove 2 laps around.
I don't know. The DVP is taken very literally now.
Yeah, well, they're getting all tough about it. I'm sure there'll be a rule change for next year. Just got to make it through these last 4 races here.
It's been so long, I forgot it was a show about paint schemes.
Well, that's okay. It's a show about NASCAR, and we're just looking at the paint schemes. And, man, you saying this is a killer one? Is that what you think?
Yeah, he just almost stole a victory.
He did.
And did you see the radio of the 5 car?
No. What did he say?
The radio, the 5 car coming to the start line said, "Don't push him to victory. Don't push him. Don't push him."
Oh, because of the manufacturer.
I guess so.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's hard for me to believe.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Kyle's not going to take his best opportunity, though, and just let somebody else have it. So, I don't know. I like the scheme of both of these sponsors, but putting them together makes them not as cool. That's just my opinion.
Hey, they gotta have two companies to pay the bill this week.
That's right. What about Valvoline? They've already...
This one's kind of dope.
Already
I like
partying. Yeah, they slipped up and released this scheme on NASCAR.com a couple of weeks ago accidentally, and then we thought it was going to be for Phoenix, but nope, here it is, Roval time, and it is pretty hot, actually. I don't know why it's just called Valvoline Confetti. I don't know what the point of the confetti is. I don't know that... there's an anniversary or anything. It doesn't say anything about that. I guess they're just happy.
How often have we seen Valvoline on the 24 this year?
Quite a few. There are quite a few. I can't remember the exact number of what he's got. There's so many that Hendrick has as a total, and they've got them offset, and I'm pretty sure the contract states even going future, Byron's going to carry the majority load of Valvoline, but, of course, they'll touch the other cars.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the other cars, here's something. Listen, I saw on social media just this week, maybe even yesterday, they had the 71 truck out there. They had the 5 car. They had a dragster. They had the Indy car because of his thing. They had all this. Now, HendrickCars.com, they sponsor anything they can get their hands on. It actually worked. The sponsorship worked. It's insane, right?
Yeah, and they save money by paying no one in the design department, too.
Well, there you go, yeah. If you don't have to redesign it, you don't have to pay for it. Look at this little short man right here. I tell you what.
Hey.
Look at him. He's out there hunting for one, isn't he? Look at him. This boy, he got a 5th place for a Legacy Motorsports car.
You're the boss, Jimmy.
Hey, this guy, crew chief got fired this week.
Yeah. Got a great finish. You're fired.
Look, and then Jimmy fires the whole crew of his 84 team earlier this season.
They fired a lot of people.
They haven't done a race since.
Well,
Jimmy's the boss.
I guess. Well, they've got the pink nets this week, and so they're going to go ahead and put the pink on his car. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't make it any more ugly. Honestly, maybe it helps it. This car is just constantly ugly. And so just slapping pink on it, I'm like, you know what? Even if it was just, I know it's for a good cause, but just any regular scheme, I'm like, okay, whatever. Sure, do it.
So, yeah, everybody will have the pink side netting?
Well, you would think everybody would. But the ones with pink netting, unless I say something different, are the only people who have released pictures with pink netting. The other pictures that came out this week from teams show no pink netting. Now, I believe everybody's running pink netting, and their art department had these things done in advance and just didn't know which week the scheme would hit, so they didn't go pink netting. But I don't have any proof of that. Here's the regular DeWalt again, 2 weeks in a row. Oh, boy, he's going to make it to the Final Four. I don't care what anybody says. He's going to sneak right by, even if he's
usually good at the Roval.
He's good at everything. He's a quite dangerous man. Hey, look at this man who snuck up and stole a finish, 7th place for the 7 car. Man, he got to the lead at one point, was leading. We're like, okay, maybe something's going on. They're going to get their value at Spire.
Yeah. And
then he got all the way to the back again. And then, well, of course, 24 people wreck. So, you can get a 7th place pretty easy when only 6 cars
this
make it
is
through.
his second race in this car?
This will be the 3rd. The first one.
Yeah, so Talladega was second.
Right. LaJoy got 15th, and he got something. So this week he beat LaJoy, but not by as many spaces as LaJoy beat him the week before.
Clarify something for me on this.
Yes, sir.
This is the deal going forward in the next year. Both of these drivers will be in both these cars next year.
7 is a deal. 51 is an audition. Corey LaJoy he's going to ride the rest of the year as an audition. And Spire let his sponsors leave with him. Like you'll see here this week, one of Corey LaJoy's sponsors for many years, his whole career is on the car this week. And they moved over with him. So Rick Ware, of course, was like, yeah. And I would say, though, with the finishes that he's pulling off, Rick Ware's going to keep him. Because what's a better option, in my opinion? I don't know right now.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody got a better option for anybody at Richard Childress? Just anything that can do better. Honestly, this is one of the best finishes of the year for Austin. 8th place. man, he has just been at the dregs in the bottom of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They come over his house and just tear it apart. This man just down on his luck.
Open the door or I'm going to throw rocks through your windows, you dumb whore.
So here's Bubba, who says he doesn't want to come to the track because of hate, speaking of which. So I didn't mean for that to fall into that, but it's a pretty good segue. You got to give me credit here.
Yeah,
to make
did he
that
say
work.
that this past week?
He did. He said it the week before that he'd been trying to stay off social media because there's so much negative energy. And I said, I can kind of see that.
He needs to just follow us and get some positive energy.
Yeah, we're only having fun. We're never dragging anybody around or anything. We're supportive of everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Oh, the 11 car, man, he was a lap down in 34th place, and as someone who wasn't pulling for him, I said, all right, this is fine. And then this giant wreck happened, and all of a sudden he was in the top 5. And I'm like, you know what? Should we just, roll dice? Mm-hmm. Should everybody just get a bucket and we throw things out and just see what happens? Would it be cheaper?
Mm.
What about cutting your hair? You ever been to this place?
I used to go there.
Really? Why'd you stop?
There's one in Bristol.
Yeah. Why did you stop going?
COVID.
So you don't get your hair cut anymore?
No.
Dang. It's a hard take. Hey, have you seen your boy over here in the 19?
He's
coming down to the last races.
I was going to say, his career is just not...
It's not at its peak, is it? We'll see him in the...
starting to remind me of Kevin Harvick's last year.
Yeah, right. But he does have a win.
He does this year?
Yeah, he won one.
Right, he was in the playoffs.
Yeah, and but he's going to be in the 500, so maybe he's not even out of the out of the mix. You know, and there's talk maybe the 56 number's open. Maybe the 11 man he makes it happen for him.
Mm.
Oh, Meat and Bone. Man,
Meat and Bone.
It is a sponsor that Cody Ware got a finish in that is just mind-blowing. I was honestly telling somebody while we were there, Cody Ware honestly has some really good restrictor plate finishes. He has like a 6th, a 4th, an 11th, like several, and then some good Texas finishes. Maybe I mixed Texas in with that. But anyway.
Who's in the car this Sunday?
Oh, your boy Kaz. He's the Meat and Bone man. Usually you see the Meat and Bone, it's going to be Kaz Gralla. Questions are abounding. Will Kaz Gralla return to the 15 car next year? Who knows? If he has money, I would say it's a good chance. I think Rick Ware's looking for money. Wouldn't you be?
Are they going to stay in the Roush shop?
They got to. They are the Roush test cars is really what they are. Let's just be honest. Let it happen. Oh, man, that's a hot car right there.
Yeah, the pink pops on that one.
It does, doesn't it? Man, this is like a 12-year-old boy in 1991. You know, you were like, oh, my God, that's the best electric colors ever on Earth. While Vanilla Ice, you got your windbreaker jacket. It's just electric, hot pink. I guess maybe hot pink's more 80s. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's a hot car, and it's hard for me not to make it Rap of the Week. It really is. But I'm not going to. I'm going to hold back. I'm not saying there's anything great, but there could be. What do you think about life insurance?
I don't know, man.
Sure. Well, you better know. And you know who you should ask? Carson Hocevar. He's the man who can tell you to go get Delaware Life Insurance, a Gamebridge company.
This was a multi-year deal in this car?
He is the only person who is returning to Spire. He is their main man. He's at least 2 more years, is my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong. The interstate car does hit hot, absolutely, as Matt says. It's a classic. I talked to Bobby Labonte at Martinsville last year. He said it was anything interstate was always his favorite. We don't have that footage. We lost it. Anyway, this car is the same as always. Honestly, I wish they'd pick better colors, but it is a life insurance company, so I guess, when you're thinking about that, whatever.
Hey, if you just tuned in, welcome to Wrap It Up live.
The low energy version? We're just, Hey, listen, we are looking at cars here, and we're down to the man this week who did not get his own finish. Okay, this is a weird situation here. So, well, not really for Kaulig, is it? I mean, because of how they do business. Shane Van Gisbergen was driving the 16 car and got this 15th place finish. Now, this week, Shane will not be in the 16 car. He will move over to the sister car, the 13 car, as A.J. Allmendinger, who drove the 13 car last week, moves over to the 16 car this week.
What's the deal there? Why is it?
Poor planning, maybe? Really, I think what it is...
SVG got all those races added.
Yeah, and they already had a Dinger scheduled for these, and so... and maybe the same thing with Dinger. Maybe Dinger got the one last week added in, and that's why he's in the 13 for some reason. I don't know. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and honestly, the scheme sucks. I don't like it.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
You know, I'm sick of it. And here's your boy over here coming out with that Miami Vice vibe I just keep bragging about. Ran up front.
Yeah.
Had the power. Of course, he's going to do that. I'm telling you, this dude could maybe win again before the year's over. He's sneaky right now.
I was going to say, Roval is probably a pretty good shot for him.
Sneaky. He's sneak right in there. Maybe that's what the camouflage is all about.
Our last road course winner at Watkins Glen.
He's good at road courses. I mean, it ain't no fluke.
Oh,
This
yeah.
dude
No,
knows
he
how to
finally got his
drive.
first win, though. But
Oh, I know. Look at him. Not a good finish as everybody was hoping for. I mean, who doesn't love this guy? Somebody. But he was up front and then fell back. Giant wreck. Here you go. Here's Cody. Cody's got him. Remember, he's had this on the 7 car, and he had it back on the 32 car when he drove it before that.
You mean Corey?
Corey?
You said Cody.
You're right, I did. Because it's the 51, and I'm so used to Cody Ware being in Rick Ware, and I just automatically, and there's Cole Custer for some reason, get him involved, I guess. Here's what I'm saying. The Schrute systems was allowed to move, yeah. I'm not going to go that far because it's orange and white.
Schluter.
Yeah, no. Didn't we discuss this once before?
We did.
Yeah. I like calling it what it is. It's German. Hey, the 8 car, the Lavino PowerBook Super Time small computers.
The IBM ThinkPads
are back. This is the second race of the year. I think that's all they have is a 2-race deal. And I did see right before we went on air, they posted a picture of just the window nets, like they had just received them or something. So it will be pink at RCR.
You know, it's really sad to think.
A lot of things.
Kyle Busch in the 8 car.
Yeah. It's a bad thing.
For another year.
But you know what, though? He's been so close. He's been very close here the last few weeks of actually pulling off something and getting a win. He's not that far off.
Is that equipment or talent?
Well, talent, definitely, because, you got
Dylan,
running around, and even though he beat him this week, so, but it's Dega.
Well,
anything.
It was 28 cars in the wreck.
Yeah.
Does this finishing order even matter the way it runs?
It's really rough, isn't it? Look at this, Jordan. A new Jordan scheme.
Man, I wish we had a better angle of this one.
Oh, it's hot from all angles. I'm just here. I mean, I feel like I overdo it with the Jordan schemes with the wrap of the week when they pop up, but they are just so freaking hot. All
right, so camp out here for a minute. We got plenty of time on the show.
Okay. What is it?
So, suing NASCAR.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's leading the way.
I'm going to make a video about this.
Monopoly.
Here, look. For those of you tuning in, I'm Dr. Aaron Hurd. The reason I'm Dr. Aaron Hurd is I wrote my doctoral dissertation about the leadership of NASCAR throughout its history.
And the France family a little bit.
The France family is the leadership of NASCAR throughout its history. And so in talking about that, I'll get a video going in deeper in how this suit is affecting that. I can tell you, just right off the bat, I think Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin might be too full of themselves.
Really?
That's just all I'm saying. I'm just being honest with you. It's not the narrative that a lot of people want to hear, because the narrative says, the poor teams are being held down by the giant billionaire club of officiating bodies. But in reality, it's a company owned by a family, and somebody else is saying, hey, give us part of it, and nobody told anybody to build, race cars and go racing.
Well,
it's a choice you make. This is something you do as a sport. It's not supposed to be a viable business. Anyway, I got a lot of information as to the ideas of when people try to do this in the rear view. in the history of NASCAR, and maybe how I can see Denny Hamlin's a new Curtis Turner type person, and that's not good for Denny.
Well, several things were mentioned, like obviously even the purchasing of ARCA, the purchasing of so many tracks, given those certain races to certain tracks.
Yeah.
Part sourcing now in the next gen car.
If you own the track, who's to say what you can do with that track? Anybody. But then again, also, has Jordan showed up and tried to have a race? Is he started his own league? Has he contacted Daytona and said, I want to run a race there? Have they told him, no, you can't come? I bet you they'd let him have a race if he wants to start his own league. Like, I think a lot of these things are Jordan and Denny thinking they can throw their weight around, when NASCAR kind of has their I's dotted and their T's crossed, and isn't really, they're not, it's no monopoly, I'll tell you that. There's nobody stopping anybody from doing anything.
Well,
go make your own
well,
race
it's
cars.
like, LIV Golf started over PGA and took all their good guys.
It happens.
The Saudis, let's get the Saudis.
What about your boy Larson starting his
own
own dirt series here and pulling all the boys from the World of Outlaws stuff?
I'm a Larson fan.
I know, but throw it out there. Hey,
but,
speaking of something you can't be a fan of, let's just get into this right here.
This guy got any plans for next year yet?
I appreciate that. Matt says he's looking forward to a video we're going to make. You'll regret saying that.
Right there.
Thank you,
Denny's going to save NASCAR.
Well, I'm here to hear all perspectives. He may be right.
Now
it's a different day. That's what we got to examine. This is not the time when Bill France Sr. pulls a gun on people and says, you're going to like it. That doesn't work this way with Jim. But anyway, let's save it. Look at this car. Have you seen this atrocity?
Well, at
This
least
thing,
the pink looks good.
It's prepared for pink, isn't it? For one car that really went all out and better health. You know what? We've been saying all season that this is a freaking hospital. It's not. It's private insurance you can buy.
Oh.
I saw a commercial on the television for it. The television.
So this guy, any plans announced for him next year yet?
Oh, my God. Look at that.
What is that?
He has not announced it, but most likely he's going
That's
front row.
a turd with eyes. What is that?
That's a bull. Todd Gilliland showing up with a whole bull on the car. Oh. Yep, you're right. If anything is a reptilian,
it's a bull of the week.
It is something an alien overlord lizard would do and not understanding what's going on. Here's a great question for NASCAR on the YouTube. Let me put it up for everybody. Why do I need to buy private insurance? I have no idea. It's a great question. And why are you even advertising it to NASCAR fans? Because why are you at the track going, thinking about insurance? Is that really? I don't see it.
But
yeah.
No plans announced for Zane Smith. Still,
there's nobody announced for the third driver, and we know there's 3 teams at front row. We know that whether they might be open teams because they might have tried to play bigger than they think they are.
Yeah, they joined the
They hopped on with the 2311 solidarity.
According to Richard Childress, did you see this quote from Richard Childress?
I saw a lot of quotes from Richard Childress.
NASCAR sent the charters at 6:37. They said they wanted them back, signed by midnight.
Right, but turns out there's a lot of letters that have come out, and maybe there wasn't. They did send them that late, but maybe there wasn't so much. You must have it back by 12:30, as such. There was more flexibility there. I will get back to it. Look at this.
Is that beef and rod?
It's beefaroo.
Oh,
of course.
Beef and rod and meat and bone.
This is the third time this is ran. The second time for Noah, right?
I thought it was a
and then one time for the 15. It's a small restaurant chain.
A meat and bone.
No, meat and bone come to your house. Beefaroo got to go out.
It looks like beef and rod.
Take a look.
Got all the meats.
This
Arby's, get the Arby's back in here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of an ugly car, but whatever. I'll take it. Listen, go check out their video. They got a short out that lasts a really long time of them doing Ricky Bobby impersonations and stuff. And one thing Noah says is, hey, you want to steal somebody's sponsor? Steal ours. We're going out of business.
Is it me? Or
like trying to push their sponsors?
I know I'm not on the show every week.
Why not? That's your problem.
Well,
he's a piece of crap. The kid, he sucks. He sucked his whole career.
But what were you saying?
I said, is this the worst week of raps of all year?
God, no, dude. This is good, man. Like 3 weeks ago was rough. 3 weeks ago, it was really rough.
It's not much better this week though.
No, listen, there's some good ones. The pink clashes with this orange. I do like the orange and the black. The start of the year it was orange and white.
But speaking of, we're rocking the Trackhouse team tonight.
Look at that. We are. Aren't we? We got $199. We're doing it all. We kind of got some flat bill hat. It's almost like we planned to dress like this, but we didn't.
This guy had a rough spin, got out of the draft, and just 2 laps down the whole race after that.
I noticed that. He had a beautiful car. It was my wrap of the week. Justin did not care for it.
Tootsies.
I thought that thing was hot.
Yeah, it looked good.
Hey, let me show you another car. Look at that.
Oh man, did you see the WeatherTech release for next year on the 88 car?
And he's going to run it every single race.
Really?
All 36 WeatherTechs, and on the Connor Zillage on the 88 and the Xfinity. They're paying for every race in it.
Yes.
WeatherTech might have a pretty good markup. You got to smack that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is going to be my wrap of the week.
Definitely check. You're going the WeatherTech?
Yes.
It seems pretty plain to me.
Yes.
Okay, whatever. I mean, it's your call. Wrap it up. There's the Facebook. Oh, sorry. There you go. Let me take it down. They can't see the card. You know, it's a great system that we cannot see the comments pop up on the screen. How is this possible that they can't show us the freaking screen? We can see the screen 3 times right here. None of them show us those comments, though. Hey, some people have said this is the weakest of the 9 schemes. I vote last week was with the baby blue and the gold trim and the big blue ribbon from the 30s State Fair.
This is pretty weak right here.
But you don't care for it, do you?
I don't really care for much of the Hendrick organization at times.
Oh, my gosh. Don't say that in public. People will come to your house mad. You know, the 9 has some great schemes, and then he has some terrible schemes, and this one's weak. One thing I do always think about, though, is the first race allowed back in the pandemic, Bristol All-Star race.
Yes, and how terrible of a race that actually was.
And this was the first time I saw this scheme, was at that race, that I saw him run it, and he won in that, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, probably led every lap.
It's pretty close. Yeah, it was like not a good one.
It was like 120.
It was like
race.
this fall's race.
It's like it was a 120 lap race. And
Don't tell me it was the tires. We saw that like 4 years ago. Oh, you're right. Yeah, he doesn't like Napa. Why does he hate his own sponsors?
Man, this looks a lot like WeatherTech.
It does. It's Ford Performance Racing School.
Is it? Let's just put something on there you can't even read. That's a great sponsorship strategy.
There's so much information that you got to just keep it listed, and it becomes cluttered sometimes.
So
I don't think it's a great scheme. It's kind of weird. If I was Ford, I would have chosen another one of my brands other than just Ford, knowing in like 3 races. Well, then again, he is still running for a championship in Ford, so never mind. I was going to say knowing he's leaving for a Toyota, but he's still representing.
These are starting
Ford.
to remind me of like Start and Park Truck Series sponsors or
it does look
ARCA Series sponsors at this point.
Yeah, it does. That's a little. I'll give you that. Yeah, it looks very ARCA, doesn't it? But then again, the company's shutting down, you know? So they don't have enough money. Nobody cares there. They're looking for new jobs. Hey, speaking of looking for a new job,
this one actually looks really good this week.
Is there ever a bad Mobile One scheme?
Dylan, you son of a...
What are you hitting? It's not Dylan. This is John Hunter Nemechek.
You're right.
John Hunter, I'm told, sat over there peeling the tires off the thing and then melting the rims before he would finally get out of the car and let him tow it. Is that what you saw on the TV?
I didn't see the 42 doing that. There was just a lot that was just like Briscoe is even something with Briscoe too. Was like wouldn't put the window net down, refused to put it down.
Yeah, I heard that too. He was they're like if you get out of the car then they tow you and you're disqualified.
And I'm sure they probably do rewrite that rule next year. What happened to the good old days? Get that thing back in the garage, put a nose on it, put some tires on it, get that thing back out there, get some laps on it.
Well, supposedly the time clock is stopping debris from being on the track from falling off cars.
Well,
I don't see that.
There was controversy that the 47 car, the winner, should have had door foam. And finished the race without door foam.
Well, it's because he has a hole in the door.
I know, but they let him finish the race that way.
Well, yeah. Did they notice? Probably not.
You did.
I did afterwards. I couldn't see it as it was going by there. Josh Berry was mad. Matt says over on the YouTubes. Matt Do you know why he was mad? You have a microphone. Do you know why he was mad?
I saw his comment. What did he say? He was mad. He was mad about something.
I think he's just ready to get in the 21 car.
Maybe.
Speaking of some Ford drivers, here's this one's got all kinds of...
This guy's been showing up in the playoffs, though, consistently.
I thought he might have a shot to win freaking Dega. He was out there just leading the sucker, and I was like, dude, he's got speed. He was going somewhere.
I guess he probably finished below the cut line this race.
He is at the actually right there's the points. You look at him. See, that's why I handed you the piece of paper.
I thought that was the finishing, not the points.
With the point. No,
no, the
these
points.
are the points. He's in. He's beaten Chase Briscoe still in the regular points, but that's still in a cutoff though. So he's kind of dead last. Yeah, he's got a lot of colors here that don't really go together well.
Yeah, pulling this one out of the Ryan Blaney camp of this sponsorship. Right. But hey, good at road courses. I think
another yellow.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there, Matt. He is the biggest surprise of the playoffs, in my opinion. He's had some good runs, and I think he gets to the round of 8 because it's a road course, and he's been running well.
The 2, yeah,
yes.
Very well. Could.
Yes.
If he gets to the 4, I'm on the final 4 race. I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna be like, something was wrong in the earth. Like I'm gonna go like. Make sure I'm not in the Matrix or something.
Didn't he win a Gateway based on a fuel mileage race? That's how we got in?
He had a pretty good car. He was running up front most of the day, and the 12 ran out of gas, right, and some maybe the 6, and then he got it. But, I mean, he was like legitimately third and had led laps. So he won. I'll give it to him. He didn't fluke into it totally, you know. I mean, there's a lot of green-white checkers these days anyway. So, hey, Dex. Getting a little ugly. You know what they should have done this week is make all the red pink, and then they would have had something going here.
So this guy was announced for what team in Xfinity next year?
He's driving Haley Deegan's car that she got fired from, quit, whatever. The number 15 is that AM Racing, AM something Racing. It's one of the startup Xfinity teams that's battling to get a 20th, you know, with the Matt Benedettos and stuff. But it's got some kind of Ford backing because I guess it's Ford's only other team, really, right? Isn't it? Because you got your boy over in Stuart Haas.
But you know, with
all the only other Fords running anymore.
But we've seen this before. You know,
I've seen everything.
A lot of Cup experience and go right back down. It helps you.
Yeah. Well, let's see. He's got to go back down and win, though. Speaking of going back down and winning, but this guy's probably going to Roush. Oh.
Open the door, or I'm gonna
didn't mean to hit that
through your windows, you dumb whore.
I didn't mean to hit that. It's funny though.
Hey, you know his name? You know his name? I haven't heard in a billion years in NASCAR.
Who?
It's Tony Stewart.
Well, that's because he doesn't want to be here anymore.
Has he been to a race this year?
You know, I don't know. I did see Kevin Harvick's son hanging out with him at a drag race. I don't know if he's actually been to a race. I don't think he wants to come to a race anymore, honestly. I mean, if he won the championship, I bet he would. I know he was at the thing at the last year. I remember that at the Xfinity Championship. Let's move on to another one of his cars. The number 4 moving over to Front Row Motorsports, as it's been reported. And most likely
not announced?
Well, not announced, but Noah Gragson said it himself at a PR thing that they told him he was running the 4 next year for Front Row. So as of right now, we probably think Front Row is 4, 34, 38 maybe, or maybe 4, 14, 34, maybe, because when Todd Gillen re-signed, it said TBA on his number. It didn't say 38, so... You know, that's interesting, right?
Emotional damage!
The yellow and the heart and the pink is just a little much. We're getting a little girly here. And it's... Do we have anything girly? Do we have a girly sound?
Oh, my God!
I don't know. Michael going to Spire. You know, he might be successful at Spire, actually. He might pull some stuff off. The guy has chops. I hollered at him about 20 foot from him the other day and was telling him I really thought he could win. He had the pole. He's had he's like the new Rocket Man. He's got
3 poles or something.
6, I think.
6 poles this year
3.
alone?
He's 600. I don't know. I'm joking. He's had what has he had? At least how many freaking poles has he had? It's a lot. He's going to catch. He could catch Newman this year if he kept it up. I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway,
this weekend could be another pole for him in a road course.
Could be. But you know, there's still more to go.
Here's what this guy's not going to do.
This guy's not going to drive anywhere. There's no talk of him going to any series to do anything anywhere.
Well, he was one. He got.
It's ugly.
This is his second Cup run around. You know?
Yeah, he got to go one time before over at Childress, and they didn't like it either. And now they're going to take away the 31 car. The number's going to change to 10 next year.
Mm-hmm.
And your boy,
Ty Dillon.
he's going to run it.
Yep. Ty Dillon.
Hey, Blaney, man, you get to Dega. You get down at that track, and you're just hanging out, and all the flags are up, and people are walking around. The shirts, the energy, certain tracks, you just, for some reason, there's more fans of one guy at particular tracks. And when you go to Dega, Blaney seems to be all over the place.
Yeah.
He's just Blaney energy at Dega.
Yeah.
And, man, you go in and you're like, holy crap, Blaney could pull this off.
I'm not a robot. I'm a human.
And nobody likes him, though. That's why they think he's a robot, I think. Anyway.
So what's the deal here? Why
he wrecked.
What do you think?
He got wrecked with a 1.
Blaney and Cindric basically just switched sponsors.
Penske's just sharing all the sponsors, I guess. You get to be on everybody's car. Or, usually what this means is they can't sell the 2 car, and they want to be on the Champions car, the 12, something like that, This is not what's going on. But in other organizations, it's like you gotta let us put you on this car.
Does this man repeat?
I'd like for him to, but I don't think so. Does this man get another win before the year's over?
Yes, he does.
Where? Could you think this weekend? Is he a big road racer now?
He's not bad.
He's the type of boy just throw it around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Come bowling down there, just
No respect, no honor.
I don't see him making it to the end on that.
I hate to see this guy not in the
I'm wearing a
playoffs.
shirt. I'm just telling you. I don't think road course.
This playoffs needs this guy right here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm all about it. Let's see what's next. Hey, one more boy entered in that's running this week. 66 is back. This is Josh Bickle, as I like to call him, Balicki. Yeah, it's a different guy.
Balicki.
He's running the North Carolina
State Highway Patrol
State Highway Patrol Foundation.org special alternative scheme to donate for Hurricane. Which hurricane was it?
Milton,
because Helen's coming, right?
Helene came.
Helene, okay, not Helen. Okay. Whatever.
Helene.
Don't get us a copyright strike, man. You're going to sound just like her. So he's running this week. This is my pick to be the last place car on the track. And I'm usually pretty good about that. I could be wrong. I did pick him in the 66, and somebody had an engine failure before you could do it in the Arby's car at Bristol.
So you're saying not like you're not saying DNFs, but last place car to finish the race.
Yes, he's there's 38 cars in the race, and he'll get 38th place.
Really? I think someone will crash.
I don't think he will.
Not him, but
that's what I'm saying. That's what happened to me at Bristol. I picked him at Bristol, and someone crashed, and he stayed in. But I still think he'll go out even before that. That's how confident. I'm 4-3. It was more impressive when it was 4-1. I'm on a bad take. All right, that's every car that's running this weekend. Jordan, what do you think? Who do you think's got the jewels of the Queen City to be able to pull off a big one and get them a win?
I think
in the Twiggly Twaggly.
I think that we continue the trend here of more winners, more different winners, and non-playoff driver winners.
Oh, my.
And so, for me, I think this guy's going to have a lot of success at the Cup level. And I think it's going to be this guy right here, SVG.
Wow. Okay.
Shane Van Gisbergen.
Why would you pick him with his limited experience in this next-gen car and everybody else having all this experience on the Roval?
Well, first of all,
why would you even bother wasting our time picking like this?
Did you see this stat this week? This man just turned the fastest lap ever in a next-gen car.
I don't doubt that a bit.
He just turned the fastest.
Where was that?
199.317.
Dang.
So.
Well, that's all draft.
But he just turned it.
Well, he got it. Okay. And he's great at road courses. You could be very right. I would like to see the 13 win.
This man could get it done. He could get it done.
But at the same time, I'm going to tell you my prediction. I think ultimately you're a complete fool to think that he wins. Because when I show you who I have picked, you will say to yourself, my God, what have I done? I also think the 13 wins. Yes, SVG, I believe you're right, is going to come home and just kick some butt, just put a hurting on them. It's crazy to say the strongest team going into a race is College Racing. 13 and 16 are the favorites to win. 31's got to feel just terrible knowing his teammates are going to dominate something and he's not going to have a shot at anything.
Oh man. Yeah.
Me and Justin are going. You're not going because, you're not allowed out of the state. So
well, I am temporarily. I'll find my way out of the state eventually, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Martinsville. You going to Martinsville with us? Is that the?
Oh
that's the
yeah.
last one?
What's the date on that one?
It'll be. We skip 2 weeks and then there it is. It's on a Sunday.
Let me get back to you on that one.
Okay.
I love that track.
You better. It's the best race of the year.
If I had to go with a dark horse, though, Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney. Well, that's not enough dark horse. The defending champion, a man who has won at the Roval, that's not a very dark horse. That's a very strong pick. I'm going to go with a dark horse. You want a dark horse?
Daniel Suarez.
Ryan Newman. That's a dark horse. I'm saying someone gets injured. Ryan Newman is called to come over across town from Charlotte, get in the car as a replacement driver, and wins the race.
Montoya.
Juan Pablo Montoya. Man, what did you think about his comeback? We ever get to talk about that?
I know.
After the race?
I wasn't on the show that week. He was running great and had the. Was it a penalty or?
It was something wrong with him.
He got caught up in one thing or something. I don't know if it was a penalty or a loose tire or something like that.
There was definitely something wrong.
Top 10 that day. I thought he was going to just have a good finish that day.
Yep. Folks, if you're not subscribed, we're giving away things all the time that you're missing out on. If you're not a follower on the Facebook, you're missing out. Last night we just gave away 2 tickets to the X Race to somebody who subbed right there. And we're like, here, first person, show us your sub. Boom, 2 X tickets free.
To Roval?
To the Roval, yeah. We ain't going there ourselves. We're going to go to the Cup, but not the X. And so we gave away some tickets. We do crap like that all the time, but you got to be a subscriber.
Yeah,
you got to tell other people to subscribe so we can give away free merch.
Did we stop interjecting this stuff in the middle of the show? What happened?
We just kind of forgot what was going on. We forgot to give the sponsor a shout out. Hold on. Let's talk about White Blaze Outdoors and what they have done for this show. They have filed an injunction against the show, claiming that the show is their intellectual property because they have sponsored the show. We have sent a 12-page report signed by you and I back to White Blaze Outdoors telling them we want more money. And White Blaze Outdoors said no. Now, in no way does that parallel what's going on with the NASCAR suit in 2311. But if you're tired of hearing about legal issues, you could call White Blaze Outdoors and get them to take you on a hike of a lifetime. Go and see the frolicking deer and wildlife in their majestic habitats as they run.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
And the people that work there could not be nicer. The prices could not be lower. They are not $200, I don't think. It depends what you want to do. But if you will call them, I guarantee you will have the experience in the Highlands, Appalachian area that will blow your mind. Their folks, our area has been hit hard. Our neighbors just to the side of us in Irwin and then going to Damascus in the other direction. If there's any way you can help, please do it. The only way we have to help is through the things we know from White Blaze. And we put this up last week, Jordan. I don't know if you saw this, but Amy Earnhardt is encouraging everyone just to Vimeo money straight to Greg Biffle. So if you want to send money to Greg Biffle, nothing to do with anything else, just send money to Greg Biffle. Here you go. This is his Vimeo. No, seriously.
Vimeo is an old video account. This is Venmo.
Oh, you're not subscribing to his classic cars?
No
video. I thought that's what this was.
This dude can fly helicopters, man.
What? Greg Biffle?
Yes.
I saw him fly the 16 car once. It did not go as far as you would think. All right. I guess that's about all we have for a show today. We appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. Me and Jordan have before done an only, when you turn all this crap off, live show that follows immediately after this show that is never cataloged. Perhaps it'll happen, perhaps it won't. Stick around and see. If you're a fan of old NASCAR, boy, you would love it if it does happen. All right. Jordan, you got any words to send us out on as we close out the show today?
Hey.
That seems like something more you'd say at the start of the show.
Good to be back, man. It's been
All right.
a long time.
Well, we're glad you made it back.
I forgot how the show worked. It's been so long.
Maybe you'll make it back again next week.
Hey, let's go back through the schemes backwards from last place to first.
Just start all over?
Yes.
Just go the other way. All right, maybe next show. We'll see. All right, love every one of you. Appreciate you. We thank you for everything you do. Holler back. We'll see you later. Don't forget, we love you, everyone.